I think I really did hope in some ways to make it feel like you are being transported to the past, or maybe it's being transported towards you, and you're able to communicate with it and get a glimpse into it for a moment.
Hello? There's a fire incoming. You need to pack
Why haven't I heard from you? You are probably doing well, but you should remember me.
My name is James Forrest Reid, and my project is the Last Galician Switchboard. It's a 3-channel video installation with a little interactive element to it.
We hope you have not forgotten us.
When you look at the piece, you might see that some lights are flashing, and when a light flashes, that's indicating that you can patch into that line. So if you press the corresponding button, you're patched into that line, and a corresponding video will play from one of the screens.
May God grant that I hear good news from you.
The videos themselves are drawn from various archives. They're drawn from the internet's Archives 35mm archive. They're a bunch of just B-roll from film that wasn't used. So the text is coming from basically 3 places. It's coming from some Yiddish folklore and plays. It's coming from some Jewish mystical texts, and it's coming from my own family's letters. The letters come from around World War I and Eastern Europe, and they're letters, of my great-grandfather, and he's reaching out at this point to his children who have moved to America, and he's reaching out to them for for support financially, and throughout these letters, it's unclear if the family ever responded to them or if he just wasn't able to get the responses.
For 10 months now, I have been pleading with you to help me. Regretfully, my pleading does not help.
The letters are heartbreaking, they're hard to read, and in some contexts I feel strange about even using them in any kind of way.
You must thank God every minute that you are in America and have not experienced the war. One needs strength to withstand these hardships. You read the newspapers there, so you must know what is happening with us.
For me, it was about finding a way, to situate the letters in context and to kind of replace them back into the time period. I mean, these are letters that were never answered. There's no way of answering them, but I think this is the closest I can come. It was great to be able to have the time to do the research to contextualize, I think, these letters for me. I was able to do a lot of research into the history of the time period that the letters are from, and kind of get an idea of what kind of folklore was coming out of that time period, what kind of literature and plays. So I've spent the last 2 years really devoting myself to learning Yiddish, because I felt when I was doing my research, and I felt like I was hitting a wall without being able to read Yiddish. Some materials I translated, some of the materials were already translated into English or adaptations of some kind. The project was an attempt to patch into a kind of cultural heritage that otherwise I would have been cut off from without knowing the language. The things that my family was experiencing in the 1920s are things that never went away, and people are experiencing those turmoils, and people are suffering from war all over the world and are having similar experiences. So I don't think it's a unique phenomenon. And I don't think the kind of haunting that people experience is a unique phenomenon either, being haunted by these tragedies, being haunted by their own families. If it's a takeaway for anyone else to be able to interrogate that kind of past or to dive into it and find a way of engaging with their own personal familial history, and I think that'd be great.
May the Almighty help us to remain in good health, and that you may be healthy and happy, and that we may be able one day to relate all of this to you in joy. I hope you will not forget us here in Galicia.